every few months we will hit this season called the studio season.
Oh my god! Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of Ask ZULA, and today's guest is...
It's me.
It's you! It's
My
Chow!
name is Chow.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to say other things about yourself?
I am a content strategist in TSL. I also have a small little community and platform on my Instagram and a little bit of YouTube, and that is pretty much what I do right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
How old are you this year?
I am 25.
Noise.
Yeah, I
Okay.
am like at a quarter life crisis.
Yeah, has it hit you yet?
It has beat me up.
Oh
real quick.
no!
Yeah.
Okay, well, today we're not here to talk about your quarter life crisis, unfortunately. But it's kind of related to what you mentioned when you introduced yourself. So, talking about like your Instagram and your YouTube platform, right? It kind of makes you like a little bit of an influencer.
Oh yeah, it does.
It does.
Okay, so influencer has a very negative
Yes,
connotation to it, and I think this is what I've actually personally felt for the longest time. But I've warmed up a little bit to the idea because I've come to recognize that everyone is an influencer. Some people make a living off it, some people monetize it, and I happen to be one of those people.
So today's video is gonna be a lot about your life as well. Today we'll be talking about being an influencer, the TLDR is being an influencer,
Okay.
and how it's kind of affected your life, and also like some negative like connotations and stereotypes about monetizing and earning money off being an influencer and things like that. I mean, until now I don't think like the term influencer has any positive notion or has grown to have any positive notion. Like common things that I hear people say is like, oh, like all those influencers never do anything one, they just take picture and then they earn money, blah blah blah.
That's common.
It's like the main thing that I hear people say.
It's such a negative connotation that all
Correct.
the people in the industry, they coin influencers as KOLs lah.
Yeah.
It's essentially the same thing.
KOLs is key opinion leaders.
KOLs just sounds like they have standardized and industrialized the term,
Yeah.
therefore making it more legit. Because
Yeah.
people don't take the term influencer
Seriously.
yeah.
Yeah, which is fine by all means, and we're not here to talk about like we take picture and like why we are trying to justify that our job is worth the money. We are here more to talk about like your life and like
Okay.
why you decided to go through this path.
Okay.
And how you are kind of like surviving and earning like extra income from
Right,
it.
okay. So it really began back in 2012. That's when I first even used Instagram at all. I just used it as a photo editing app. I think over time it just grew into something that let me curate a certain visual description of my life. You're curating images to display something for people to see.
Yeah.
And that is somewhat a representation of who you are since your name is there. It's tagged to your
Yeah.
identity even. I
Yeah.
think JC, I already started to use VS Code. VS Code, I still use VS Code to edit
You
my
call it
pictures.
VS Score?
No, what do you call it?
Isn't it Visco?
That lah. I use that.
I was like, wait, no, I mean, comment down below. Is it VSCO or Visco? I really don't know. Like, or you say however you want. But when you say VSCO, I'm like VSCO.
VS Code.
Yeah, got it.
I think VS Code was the start of me curating images.
Yeah.
When I was in university, I noticed that people were growing on these platforms and people were making money off it.
Yeah.
And I saw it as an opportunity. I thought to myself that if potentially I could monetize this platform, right, would I do it? And is that something that I would strive for? And the answer was quite a clear yes, it would be ideal. I think back then as a student, I was trying to find different ways to create a revenue stream for myself.
Right.
And that seemed like a very viable option.
Okay.
The industry was growing, there was a space for me to do it, the barriers to entry were very low. I think things started to hit off when I started to intern at Gravity, and that was when live streaming was also a part of social media.
yeah.
So I started to live stream. That was the first time I was monetizing a platform.
right.
I think from there, people from the live streaming app were also seeing my other platforms. They
Yeah.
got curious, right?
Yeah.
And then gradually Instagram was growing a little bit as well. After I did that internship, I interned at TSL.
Yeah.
And that was also when I started to appear on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time, my first foray into YouTube at all.
Yeah.
And I think on video, you get a lot more interaction with, you get to see a lot more about the personality. And that's where my Instagram platform grew a little bit more.
So I guess that kind of like explains how you got into this, right? Like the start of your career.
Yeah.
so to
I
say.
guess, yeah, the start is really noticing opportunity.
Of course, yeah.
And then taking the steps towards that.
I think I would say this on behalf of Chow because I know her for a couple of years now already.
For a couple of years indeed. Have you checked out Liao?
Hashtag Liao. I saw you were growing on Instagram and then you started like getting ads and clients and everything in. Yeah, and then I did talk to you about it and then you mentioned like a bit about how you wanted to hustle for this and for your career and everything.
Right.
You want to talk a bit about why you felt there's this need to like hustle.
Growing up, I was raised in a family that didn't have a lot of financial security. I think one life-changing moment for me was when I was 9. My father was drunk and he sat me down at the dining table and he told me that we don't have any money and this is the worst thing a father can say to his family, but we have no money. And I remember being 9 and being terrified because I did not have a very strong concept of what money was, what's the value of money, and what that brings me. All I knew is that money provides a roof over my head and it gives me food on the table. So when I was told that, I think it was a strong turning point for me and I really flipped over in that moment and I just began saving every bit of cash that I got. And it just developed further from when I was in primary school saving a few cents to when I was in secondary school saving my dollars, right? Skipping recesses just to save the 120 that would be like your fishball noodles. And it became so frequent that it was just a habit for me to do this. That skipping meals is a norm for me. I mean, Leah knows because...
No, I was gonna say, because I feel that the reason why I asked like why she hustles so much also, right? It's also because I can see it in her everyday life. Sometimes like we just want to eat and then she's like, no, it's okay, I'll just eat my own food and stuff. I'm just like, girl, you gotta eat! Don't just eat bread! Oh my god!
No, because it was like so ingrained in me. It's just all these years of reinforcing this behavior.
Yeah,
only when I was about 23 did I realize that it was a very bad habit for me. I was just trying to make the best out of every situation I got. Hence the hustle.
Yeah.
Because it was from saving everything to thinking about what's the best way that I can earn money, because I'm so scared that I will not have money. Since throughout my entire growing up years, I just had this insecurity that I would not be financially supported. I really was very distracted from schoolwork because all the time I was just in school thinking about like what can I work for? How can I earn money? How can I earn more money? How can I grow this pool of money that will be able to feed me and support me through uni? But I never wanted to fault anyone for the predicament I was in because I feel like everyone is just dealt a different set of cards and we really play them to the best of our abilities. And I would also like to say, I love my parents. They're great. I mean, they had their own struggles. They were growing up as young people themselves and I never and would never fault them for my personal struggles and my feelings lah. Yeah.
And you feel like you have to bear like a bit of the burden also. Like the burden fell on you also.
For sure.
No, oh my god, random thought, but I just replied your freaking IG story yesterday.
I know! Oh my god!
I just remembered this. Okay, wait. So like okay, first of all, I would like to disclaimer that like Chow is the kind of person who barely eats out. And then like yesterday, I saw her eating sushi and she posted on her IG story. I was like, I replied and I was like, I am so happy to see you eating outside.
Because we sound a bit dramatic right now.
We are very dramatic.
I want to emphasize that it's really something that I struggle with in terms of like allowing myself the space to make an expense that is for something pleasurable for myself.
Yeah.
Like dining out. I look at everything as a luxury.
So this factor, I think, takes like a decent amount in your choices you make in your career as an influencer, right?
I think generally when it comes to this career choice, it wasn't necessarily because of these financial insecurities.
Right.
It wasn't necessarily because of that, but I feel like when the opportunity came, I looked at it as, yes, it is an opportunity.
Okay.
Let's use it, let's capitalize, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about earning money. I cannot say it's just about earning money.
Okay.
Because it's a job or it's a role that's very interactive. And I think in growing a space where you allow interactions with a community of people, right? If you are only focused on you want to earn money, it's not going to grow, it's not going to get anywhere. And that cannot be the motivation.
I want to ask a little bit of a controversial question here.
Sure,
okay?
go.
So, how much do you think your looks played a part in helping you grow? So when you started at TSL, right? There have been people who have been on the platform as well, like on YouTube and stuff like that. But you grew in comparison exponentially faster than some other people.
Right. I think a part of it is a yes for sure. People are intrinsically superficial. What's the first thing you do when you see someone? Your first impressions would be how you view their physical looks.
Facts.
That is superficial.
Yeah.
And I think only a very high level of human being, right, can overcome that first impression and see beyond superficiality and see deeper into someone's personality and their heart. So say for example, somebody follows me because they thought I was pretty and after a while, they get to know me and they stay on because they like who I am.
Yeah.
They like my personality. Does that mean that it's superficial contribution?
I mean, like, I guess the superficial helped you get the followers? Or helped
Maybe
you get
it
people
helps
to
with
get
the
to know you? The exposure? Yeah.
I think maybe
like getting
exposure.
like the initial head start.
Perhaps yes, because
Yeah.
if they were not interested to see my face, they would not have heard my voice. Maybe.
Could be.
It could be. I think it's definitely a valid thought. I would also like to add that I have no control over how I look.
Yeah, true.
I am born looking like this.
A certain way, yes.
Yes,
true.
and
It's just what society defines as
correct. Yeah. So
beautiful, right?
me having this trait, right, is merely just society's convention of beauty, through which I have no control at all.
Yeah,
Yes,
true,
and
true,
as a
true.
result, I cannot feel pride from
Right.
being labeled this way, just because
Wow.
it's I have no control.
Another kind of sensitive question is, do you think there's like such thing as like doing too many ads?
I would like to say that for a period of time, I did actually think that I was doing too much. And I had to sit down with my manager and share with him that I think it's too much and it is diluting my space. And this is a personal space. So I felt very upset that it was encroaching into kind of like my territory, you know?
Yeah.
It felt very invasive, which is why I made a point to take on less ads. There was a month that I told the sales team that I don't want any sales this month because I don't want to dilute my content anymore. Doing too many and being ingenuine, while can be associated with each other, are not actually 100% related.
Correct.
And when it came to producing genuine content or doing ads for products and services, right, it was always down to, do I actually like this? Do I actually think it's useful? And I was always very careful, especially
Right.
when it came to products that people are using on their skin, things
Ah,
that
yeah,
people
yeah.
are eating, you know? It's like, this is very important information and I don't want to mess it up for somebody, right? I want to learn how to read skincare ingredients, right? Just so
Yeah.
that I know what I'm talking about. Because it was that important for me, whether or not what I was sharing was accurate, whether or not what I was sharing was informative and can help somebody else.
I would say that in the industry is, I wouldn't say it's easy money, but I would say that, like, you know, if you have a certain following, people reach out to you, they want to pay you to do like a certain advertisement or whatever, it's very easy for you to say yes and be like, okay, I'll just take it and like talk about it. You know what I mean?
You see, the reason why there's a negative connotation to influencer is because there are a lot of people who are not responsible with the platforms that they have. And this was something that I identified back in 2017 when I was in the other agency. I told you about the influencer with the 9K live stream. A live stream costs $9,000. $9,000. That
For how long is the live stream? Like 1
30
hour?
minutes.
30 minutes? Hey, where can I find this rate? Someone pay me 9K for 30 minutes.
She's a very big influencer.
Oh,
very big
I see.
influencer. And she's freaking loaded with cash right now for good reasons. Cause 9K a live stream for 30 minutes. Let me get to this, okay? So she's a content creator, right? I was an intern in an agency helping her come up with angles for the live stream that she was being paid $9,000 to do. So at that point in time, it was truly like, man, this sucks and it should change. Therefore, when I came into this, I knew what I was gunning for. And I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah, for sure.
It was clear as day. And as a consumer, it's very easy to not know these things because how often do you hear me rambling about this passionately in front of the camera?
So far in your career as being a KOL or whatever it is, right, what are some opportunities that you have gotten, right, that you would have not gotten otherwise without having this platform?
Having a platform, right, opened up a lot more opportunities in the media industry in general when it came to different types of productions. So my best and favorite opportunities were when I got to be on productions that were different from social media videos. Most recently, I did a campaign with the traffic police. Road safety is really not necessarily up my domain, but I had to go and learn about that. So I found that very interesting. And I genuinely already do enjoy hosting. I already enjoy acting. I enjoy the art of communication. So these opportunities gave me time and space to do that. I feel like my platform just gives me exposure, and when you get exposure, that's when people
come your way.
identify and notice you. I think that opens up more doors.
It does, it does. And I'll say having this whole platform will give you opportunities definitely in the long run if you continue to keep building it, right?
Yeah, you gotta keep building. You gotta know what you want to specialize in, what you want to do. You can definitely just go and explore, see what types of experiences you like, and see what really is up your alley and is aligned with your interests, right? And curate your platform and your content in that direction. It's like a CV, but in a much more candid and casual
think about it that
format.
way. On the flip side of it, to ask a bit of a tricky question, has there been anything that you've done on your platform or promoted on your platform, be it like a client or a product or a service or whatever it is, that you disliked, but you still had to talk about it anyway because it was like a paying thing, like you were paid to do something like this?
Well, there have been times where friends or acquaintances will approach me and ask me if I could do them a favor to talk about things. It's tricky to navigate that conversation because on one hand they are trying to be friendly with you and they're asking you for a favor, and on the other you're questioning their intention and whether or not they are truly caring about who you are or they just want to utilize your platform. People send you things and they don't tell you beforehand, so there's no space for you to do that filtering process about whether or not I even want to talk or share about this, and then they expect you to talk about it. That gets on my nerves because you didn't even ask for my consent and you are expecting this.
Like a result, right?
Yeah, correct. And I think there's no standard in terms of practice in the industry. There's no standard practice. People just sometimes expect you to talk about their stuff.
I think also it's like to help out a friend or to help out a small business, but also at the same time, make sure that that's in line with what you stand for and the things that you enjoy doing and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, so definitely lah. Then to ask in general of the industry, based on your observation, do you think that its credibility is compromised because of the money that is being paid?
I don't think you can generalize this because money can be paid to an influencer, but every influencer functions and works differently. For example, right, every few months we will hit this season called the studio season.
Oh my god! And the Gaston Luga.
Every single person on your IG feed will tell you about how studio has changed their lives. My thought process, right, is if they can afford to push out so many units of this product, right, means the cost price of your unit must be very low. And as a result, right, the actual product itself may not have the same capabilities of something that is, say, had more capital put into the investment of the product. Like really that was my thought process when I saw it.
Be it true or not, we never know.
We never know. When I speak to people, right, who are doing this, and I've been there as well. They often will say that they send you free earbuds.
Just post lor.
Why not? Just post lor.
I know, right? I get this a lot, so I probably have been there also. I have done 2 posts for them before, if I'm not wrong. Okay, by the way, let me tell you, until now, I'm still using earphones, okay?
I did a post for studio, then it spoiled.
Oh, mine's still working after
Then
like
I took
2
the
years.
post down because like not legit anymore.
Yeah. Mine at 2 years, I still working. But yeah.
Now
I mean like, I give you a scenario. Chow, I give you like $10,000, okay? I only want you as my sole influencer to promote this product. All I need you to do, right, is take a IG post. And then I give you the product and then you don't like the product. What will you do?
It depends very much on what the product is. If it's already something that I'm somewhat familiar with and I know how it works and I know that I don't like it, right, then I wouldn't even go past the contract stage. I would already filter at the start and say, sorry, I do not use this product, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it because it's not what I believe in.
Okay.
I can earn the $10,000 somewhere else.
That's the thing I feel it's very difficult because if you're a full-time influencer,
Yeah.
if you have to solely rely on this platform for money, right, it's very difficult because like you're just, you know, people, if you need the money, you'll do it, you know what I mean?
Then let's change the scenario, okay?
Right,
Let's
yeah.
say, for example, you're having a dry spell. It's been
Right.
6 months, right?
Yeah.
Your money reserves are drying out. Suddenly, this client comes to you and they say, hey, Leah, I have a campaign for you. I'll pay you $10,000. Here you are. But it's for nail polish that doesn't work.
How sia?
You are hungry.
very difficult.
You are hungry. What do you do? So I thought about what happens when this career wanes out gradually over time, when the demand for posts and the demand for my sharings is just no longer there. People lose interest, right? If somebody comes and offer me this, I don't believe in it anymore. I will find work somewhere else. I will leave the industry. I'll go and use my brain to work somewhere else, which is very possible as well. I mean, I know that I have different career options, so this is not it. This is not the only option that I have.
To wrap it up, do you think there is a lot of money in this industry? Do you think the money is like easy to earn?
Wow, if you are a very good KOL and if you know how to use your resources, then definitely you can make millions from doing this. There's a lot of money in content. Now everything is about digital content, right? And there's so many examples in Singapore already. People who are driving very luxurious cars, living in luxury houses, and all these things they worked for with all the content that they were doing. If you are very strategic and you know how to play your cards, then this is definitely something that will be a huge revenue stream for you.
How has this extra source of income helped your life?
I think it gave me a sense of security, financial security that I never had before, because I knew that I could rely, or not rely entirely, but I knew that there was this extra revenue stream. It helped me make decisions like move out, big deal to me, spend my whole life holed up. It helped me pay for my last semester of school, and I remember paying off my last student tuition bill, right, and just going like, wow, I'm done. It was like a moment for me. I was like, that was a big deal. It's a privilege to be able to have this space and platform, and I very much am appreciative and grateful for the people who have helped me and the community that chats with me all the time. So I'm thankful. It has become quite a big part of my life because it's about being personal, right? And as a result, I share a lot of things as well. So inevitably, it becomes a part of who I am.
So would you ever do this full time? That's my last question.
Full time, I think if the opportunity came around that it became a financially viable option, then I would consider it. And the objective would be the same, to continue sharing things that I feel are valuable, continue to try and spread a little bit of positivity, and to make people feel a little bit less alone. I have had friends who are teachers and trainers in schools, right, who work with secondary school children, and they say that children aspire to be YouTubers. And it has become reality that this is actually possible if it's something that you feel you want to do. And if you're passionate about things that you're sharing with people, right, then yes, I think there's definitely a space for you out there on the internet.
Well, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you, Chow, for sharing your experience.
Thank you for chatting. I loved it.
Aww. Thank you.
I generally like hanging out with Leah, so...
Oh my god! Wow, we are
It's
friends
true.
now! Oh my god.
Now?
No, I'm just kidding.
Like all this while.
Yeah, I'm kidding, okay. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you understand a little bit more about her life. I think because Chow talked a lot from her own personal experience and from her as to her own reasons why she chooses a certain path, why she chooses do certain things. I think I just added in because I can relate to certain things that you mentioned as well. If you guys like this video, you can leave in a comment, tell us what you liked about it. Also let us know who else you would like to see on future episodes of Ask ZULA. If not, we'll see you guys next time, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye!
Bye!
Bye-bye.
I'm doing the TSL by the... Bye!